And so when we look at Luke chapter, what is this, 22, and starting at verse 14, it says, and when the hour was come, what hour? The hour that the Son of Man should be betrayed into the hands of sinners, okay, to be offered up. He sat down and the 12 apostles with him, and he said to them, Yahshua said to them, with desire, I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. Now, he says, well, I say to you, I will not any more eat thereof until it be fulfilled in the kingdom of Elohim. So let's understand something right now. Yahshua is not sitting down with them eating the Passover meal. You cannot eat the Passover meal. How can you recite the Passover meal? The Passover meal was to be slaughtered at 3 o'clock p.m. on the 14th day. I said between the evening.
So
of the first month.
Right. About 3 o'clock before the
Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Before the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Because at sundown will begin the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and that's when you will eat the Passover. Remember, the Passover is not a day, it's the lamb. So notice Yahshua says with desire, I desire to eat this Passover with you. But I'm not going to be able to eat it with you. Why? Because I'm going to be slaughtered. I'm the Passover lamb. I won't be at the meal. Or I'll be at the meal, right? Symbolically. But in other words, I physically will not be here.
He will be being executed with all the other lambs.
I will be actually in the grave. See, when the Feast of Unleavened Bread starts, that would be the evening, sundown.
The new day
Passover,
begins.
right. That's when they ate the lamb. Messiah, I desire. Boy, check it out. I will not eat this Passover with you again until I see the millennial kingdom. Passover's not done away with. They're going to be keeping the feast of Passover with Yahshua. So when a person says the Passover's done away with, guess what you're saying again? You just X yourself out. You will not be sitting down eating the Passover lamb with Yahshua HaMashiach. Because you said it was done away with. Now, check this out. Let's go to, what's that, Luke chapter, where we at here? 23. Okay? Verse 16. It says, I will therefore chastise him. This is Herod. Not Herod, but Pontius Pilate. Pontius Pilate says...
What verse is that?
Chapter 23, verse 16. Okay. I will therefore chastise him, Yahshua, and release him. For of necessity, he must release one of them at the feast. What feast or what appointment? The appointment of Passover. Okay? And they cried out all at once, saying, away with this man, and release unto us Barabbas, or Bar-Abba. Barabbas means son of the Father. Release to us the son of the Father, and do away with Yahshua. King of Israel. Do away with him.
And you know what? We see an actual, right here. Check out how Yah works. We see an actual manifestation of Pesach right there, the meaning of the sacrificial system, because here Barabbas, a murderer, has just been set free while an innocent man
is crucified
for you.
In his place. He's in his place. Okay? Yahshua was killed, murdered, executed in the place of Bar-Abba.
A guilty man.
Called
him a murderer.
Yep, a murderer. And you was only considered murder if you killed a Roman. Okay? Had he killed another Hebrew, guess what? That would have been in the Hebrews' hands, because they had their own laws and instructions. But when you killed a Roman, then you was underneath Roman authority. You had to be judged by a Roman counselor, okay? And so this man had killed a Roman. It said sedition. That meant there was riot. He probably killed a Roman in an uprising, okay? He was cast into prison. He's going to be crucified, but Yahshua was executed in his place. So we see Messiah being crucified on the day of Passover, okay? And so now we go down
to the next feed.
Okay, now we go down, okay? We find again that Yahshua He's actually impaled on the stake, okay? And we see them mocking him, okay? Look what it says in verse 38. A superscription also was written over him in the letters of the Greek, in Latin, and Hebrew. This is the King of the Jews. And one of the malefactors which were hanged railed him, saying, if you be the Messiah, save yourself and others. Okay? You see Messiah actually here on the cross. Okay? He's dying the death. He's paying the price of being the Passover lamb. Okay? And so this is Messiah fulfilling this in the very day, moment, and hour, okay, of the Passover lamb. Check this out. I want to go down a bit here. Okay. Go down. It goes down to verse 44. Okay. And it was about the 6th hour, and there was a darkness over all the earth until the 9th hour. And the sun was darkened, and the veil of the temple was rent in the midst. When Yahshua cried with a loud voice, he said, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. And having said this, he breathed his last. Okay? Guess what time that was? It says until the 6th hour to the 9th hour. In Hebrew regular time, okay, the first hour was 7 o'clock a.m. So you go first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth hour. That would be 12 o'clock noon. Right. So from 12 o'clock noon to 6th hour to 9th hour, 3 o'clock noon, okay, that's when Yahshua gave up his ruach, his breath. So was at the very 9th hour.
So you begin counting at 6, right?
You begin counting at 6 in the morning.
So 6 o'clock, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3.
That'd be the 9th hour.
So the 9th hour. So that's 6 o'clock, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. He slaughtered between the evenings, between 12 o'clock and between 6 o'clock. Right. 3 is smack dab in the middle. That is between the evenings.
Now look at Exodus chapter 12, and you see the qualifications of the Passover lamb, and see how Yahshua is fulfilling this rehearsal. Okay? It says chapter 12 in Exodus chapter 12, and Yahweh spake unto Moshe and Aaron in the land of in Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak unto all the congregation of Israel. Okay? And say, in the 10th day of the month, they shall take to him every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for the house. Watch this. The household be too little for the lamb. Let him and his neighbor next to his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count of the lamb. Here's the qualification of the lamb. Your lamb should be without blemish. Was Yahshua without blemish?
Yes.
Because Pilate said, I find no fault in him.
Neither did the Pharisees who tried him.
Which meant that Yahshua, they couldn't find any fault in the laws of Yahweh or the laws of man. Nope. In Yahshua.
Nope.
Yahshua wasn't going around stirring up no trouble. He was just keeping the commandments. And that caused trouble. Oh, yeah. He said, the lamb should be without blemish, a male. Yahshua was a male, wasn't he? Of the first year. Oh. He must be 1 year old. Yahshua's ministry is 1 year old, and we're going to go through the book of John and show you that in 1 year, Yahshua slaughtered as a lamb. Because he has to be the first year. You shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. Okay? Behold the lamb. That's a sheep, right?
Right.
And you shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it. The whole assembly. They said, what shall I do with Barabbas? They said, away with this man.
Crucify him.
Crucify him.
Kill him right between the evening.
Crucify your king. We have no king but Caesar. Crucify him. So the whole entire assembly, Israel had to crucify. They had to turn him over. Yahshua had to be sacrificed. Israel, our forefathers, had to sacrifice the Passover lamb. Had to lay their hands on him and say, let him be crucified.
And listen what they said. They said, may his blood be upon us. You don't really know what you said.
And upon our children.
The mercy of Yah, his blood was on you.
And on that, his blood does cover all of Israel.
Yes, it does.
Okay? All of Israel. Watch this. Watch this here. And it says again, okay, the whole assembly shall kill it, of Israel shall kill it between the evenings. Between the evenings again is, you got 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock in the evening. 12 o'clock again is noon. And in between 12 and 6 It's 3 o'clock, and that's when Messiah gave up his spirit.